days off, now I'm on the move, trying to save y'all. Woke up to the news, it's a blaze. Wishing death to fake Jews like I'm Adolf. And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he coming more fire, more fire. I ain't get no sleep cause of y'all. I promise you that y'all won't get no sleep cause of me. When a nigga lick his plate, that's when dogs eat. Find me with my lost sheep, setting fire to the streets as I speak. For whatever man's soul shall he reap. And my people was sold like some fucking raw meat. What you thought that I would let that slide? But you owe me. And I want your ass in chains, cracker get below me. Same to the Arabs, the Africans, Chinese, and Jewish men. Not cause of your skin, but you played a hand in my demise. Got rich off our lives and filled the world with lies. You preyed on the feeble minds, now you gotta pay the price. And you gon' pay with your life because your forefathers gone. Make amends with your sins, it's gon' get worse if you don't. Woe to the wicked who think that this shit is all just a joke. Pray for my bruise up in Cali cause it's up in smoke. Stole our identity, then you kept it all hidden. We didn't deserve the way you was dealing with us so differently. Didn't we have identity? Damn it, that's just a memory. But now we about to double the ante through our divinity. Taking too many days off, now I'm on the move, trying to save y'all. Woke up to the news, it's a blaze. Wishing death to fake Jews like I'm Adolf. And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he coming more fire, more fire. More fire, all praise to the most higher. In the name of the Messiah, I speak the truth, I ain't no liar. I can tell you a hope by your sweet words, and I don't like your truth bitter, and it better bite you like Ventura. I'm on fire. I know, I sound like I'm losing it. I play to win, I'm nothing like these losing kids that rap about gangster shit. They know they never did. I keep it real, more authentic than average. I grew up with savages, been around the green where the cabbage is, but I never met a real nigga that's legit, cause a real nigga. Too many days off, now I'm on the move, trying to save y'all. Woke up to the news, it's a blaze. Wishing death to fake Jews like I'm Adolf. And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he coming more fire, more fire. I ain't get no sleep cause of y'all. I promise you that y'all won't get no sleep cause of me. When a nigga lick his plate, that's when dogs eat. Find me with my lost sheep, setting fire to the streets as I speak. For whatever man's soul shall he reap. And my people was sold like some fucking raw meat. What you thought that I would let that slide? But you owe me. And I want your ass in chains, cracker get below me. Same to the Arabs, the Africans, Chinese, and Jewish men. Not cause of your skin, but you played a hand in my demise. Got rich off our lives and filled the world with lies. You preyed on the feeble minds, now you gotta pay the price. And you gon' pay with your life because your forefathers gone. Make amends with your sins, it's gon' get worse if you don't. Woe to the wicked who think that this shit is all just a joke. Pray for my bruise up in Cali cause it's up in smoke. Stole our identity, then you kept it all hidden. We didn't deserve the way you was dealing with us so differently. Didn't we have identity? Damn it, that's just a memory. But now we about to double the ante through our divinity. Taking too many days off, now I'm on the move, trying to save y'all. Woke up to the news, it's a blaze. Wishing death to fake Jews like I'm Adolf. And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he coming more fire, more fire. More fire, all praise to the most higher. In the name of the Messiah, I speak the truth, I ain't no liar. I can tell you a hope by your sweet words, and I don't like your truth bitter, and it better bite you like Ventura. I'm on fire. I know, I sound like I'm losing it. I play to win, I'm nothing like these losing kids that rap about gangster shit. They know they never did. I keep it real, more authentic than average. I grew up with savages, been around the green where the cabbage is, but I never met a real nigga that's legit, cause a real nigga tell it how it really is. The Hebrew.
Your eyes were not playing tricks on you. NASA confirming at least 65 fireballs were seen across Florida skies just after sunset.
More fire.
Someone who's a crypto or blood or a drug addict in the street. They don't know anything about the Bible or God. They're cold. Then it's us. In the UPK, we are what? Hot. That's us.
Straight out of 1 West, I'm too hot. My grandma keep on telling me I need to cool out. Quick to pull the scriptures out, pull the tool out. It's the home of the truth, my nigga, and you not hot, hot, hot. We hot, 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 hot. We hot, 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 hot. We hot, 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 hot. How many fake groups must get dissed before they really figure out who the Lord is with? I'm about to burn Babylon with these bars of spit. Niggas swearing they won't beef, well let's start some shit. I roll with warriors with swords and sticks, so keep stepping. Without a mind shit, this brotherhood is a weapon. This nation we protected, heading for Armageddon. Told them niggas no sweat, but these other niggas is sweating. If you can't take the heat, nigga get out the kitchen. Ain't nothing these niggas saying you can find in the scriptures. They still in our breakdowns and trying to convert a gripper, trying to do the Lord's work, but he fell in love with a stripper. We can't afford to be playing around with the Lord. It's like God, faith, and baptism on one accord. If you ain't a hot nigga, you might as well hit the morgue. My niggas gonna stand firm while you niggas fall on your sword. I'm too hot. My grandma keep on telling me I need to cool out. Quick to pull the scriptures out, pull the tool out. It's the home of the truth, my nigga, and you not hot.
H-O-T-T, what that mean? Don't spell it out. Home of the priest, got the truth. That's without a doubt. Niggas getting winded, need to breathe, cause they chasing clout. What the priest is banging, not so heavy. Go and break it down. We in your town. Boots is on the ground all year round. When the summer, spring, and fall, we prophesying to the clouds. We cry loud. I stay your ass at home, cause life is all about war. Don't make me go blasting chrome and they go to each his own. Nah, to each his own. We taking over the world, bringing the prophets home. And I dare any of you fake niggas to stand in my way. You niggas is gay. You wearing purple panties. You great. Wearing your fringes on socks on the block. Talking to cops, trying to make it arrest. Think you on West. We ain't calling you out. That's why no affiliation. We don't fuck with you out because we. And you know this, man. And if it ain't the UPK, then it's bogus, man. YAHANNA had to remind us what the code is, man. And now we hot niggas, but we still the coldest, man. Because
if I ain't a hot boy, then what do you call that? And if I ain't a hot boy, then what do you call that?
We set a blaze to the street and we prophesy to the wind. You be amazed with deceit, false prophets feeding. Now can't we set a fire to them lies and hope they open their eyes? Most niggas wouldn't see the truth even if it's written on the blinds. They peeking not to see the real priests who change the lives. Commander General YAHANNA, the son that's out here to teach. You niggas done drop your swords, now you thieves like preachers. Looking for another way round and ain't got no discipline. Tainted worse than the warriors in Southeast Michigan. We aware that you been listening, visiting online. You ain't my bone or my bone, cause you ain't got no spine. You weak in the mind, your vision is so filled with your pride. And you can keep it cause ain't no cowards gonna hold our line. You out here led by individuals, practicing wicked rituals. And you ain't a hot boy cause you falling what these bitches do.
Straight out of 1 West, I'm too hot. My grandma keep on telling me I need to cool out. Quick to pull the scriptures out, pull the tool out. It's the home of the truth, my nigga, and you not hot, hot, hot. If I ain't a hot boy, then what do you call that? Hot, hot, hot. And if I ain't a hot boy, then what do you call that?
Dragon. You already know what it is, man. Let's get it right to it, man. You already know what it is, man. It's the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West on 25th Street, in New York. Been teaching the truth since 1969. We're under Commander General YAHANNA. We're here to teach the so-called Blacks, Hispanic, Native American the truth of the Bible. All right. My name is Makar, Officer 1000, stationed here in Philadelphia. All right, we're going live on all platforms. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. All right, so, man, it's a lot going on. Let's give Houston, Texas a hand for hosting the 57th annual Passover. If you wasn't there, man, you missed out on an amazing event. You know, it was such an amazing event, man, where we went down in Texas. You know, we flew, no, not right now. Thank you, though. Like, we all flew in from all four corners of the earth, and we all came together under one roof, and one body, one mind, one spirit, for the love of the Lord, for the love of our King Jesus Christ. Well, his name in Hebrew is Yahweh Mashiach. All right. We came together because we love the Lord and we keep his commandments. All right. Tonight class is about vengeance. It's about what the Lord deem as vengeance. What does he mean by vengeance is his? And what's happening in the world today and how it correlates to what the Lord said was going to happen in the Bible. All right. So without further ado, let's give me Deuteronomy 7:6, Baba Gashar. All right. I always like going to the scripture because it's a go-to scripture. It's a scripture that you want to have in your repertoire. You want to have it on standby at all times. Why? Because this scripture, man, it is a set in stone. It is a foundation of your knowledge, right? Like we have been under the white people for far too long, and we call ourselves every living thing under the earth. And that's because our identity was taken away from us. Matter of fact, you got coffee back there still? You only made enough of you. It's cool. It's cool. So we call it ourselves everything under the sun. And that's because white people took our identity. It doesn't matter how you feel about other races of people. It doesn't matter what you think. It's about what is factual. And us being Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, yeah, go ahead. Don't worry about it. It's cool. I thought it was already on. So as being Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we have to come to the realization that we don't have that level of power as other nations do. Like Iranians, they're about to get reparations. America agreed to give them reparations. Do we get reparations? Jewish descendants get reparations right now as we speak. People don't know that. But you got to read. You got to know what's going on in this country so that you can see the underhand that's going on. Iran can get reparations, right? The Chinese can be treated with dignity and respect in this country. Wow, they're at odds with America, right? But when it comes to Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, they have a different kind of hatred for us, right? And one of those things that one of the pure hatred that they showed on the battlefield is taking away our identity. Taking away our identity is taking away God. They want to take us away from God, and we're going to break it down. Read Deuteronomy 7:6. Can you make sure you scroll? I want to be able to see the screen. Yeah, I can't see the full screen. I want to be able to see up top, if you could. Oh, yeah, Bubba Shaw. No, I'm talking about this screen right here. Yeah, we can do it that way too. That's cool. All right, so let's get it. Deuteronomy 7:6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7:6.
All right, my brother's voice is hoarse like ever, so I'm gonna be helping him out tonight. All right, I ain't gonna leave my brother hanging. All right, so we had Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. I'm gonna take it from here. All right, you go ahead, keep drinking on your coffee. Thank you, brother. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. It says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people." He is talking to every Black, Hispanic, Native American on the planet Earth. At this time, right now, we was not amongst the Egyptians. When we celebrated the Passover is a celebration of us being freed from the Egyptians, being captives under them. And why did they hold us captives? Because they are wicked individuals. Now, when we first went into Egypt, how did we end up in Egypt? One of our forefathers, Joseph, went into Egypt as a slave, right? But he grew honor amongst the Egyptians because of his wisdom, of his knowledge, of the Lord being with him. And what eventually happened, the Lord gave him the keys and the visions to understand when the famines was going to hit. And we gave a lot unto the Egyptians. We gave them mathematics. We gave them astrology. No, astronomy. I think it's astronomy, not astrology. My fault. All right, which grew over to astrology. That's a whole nother talking point, right? We gave them everything they need to know, right? We showed them how to grow crops because we were always known for being herders. We was always being known for being in the field, working hard. That's why when you look at black people, everything we touch, what happens? It turns to gold. Everything that Hispanics and Native American touch, what happens? It turns to gold. We have a special thing about us. And that special thing is because we are God's chosen people. We're going to continue to break these scriptures down bit by bit, little by little, line upon line, precept upon precept, like the scripture says, right? It says that we are God's chosen people. It said that the Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people. Now, there's a people on the face of the earth that claim that they are God's chosen people, and they are not. They are the synagogues of Satan. The Jewish people are not the real Jews. The real Jews are Hispanics, Native Americans, and black people, not the Africans, but the so-called Negroes, the so-called West Indians, the so-called Haitians. We are God's chosen people. Because when you go inside the curses itself, you look on the face of the earth and you say, well, damn, who went through this trials and tribulations and who still have these curses overtaking them? You're going to look at every black, Hispanic, and Native American. When you look at the history of how we even got to America, so many people think that we're Africans. That's because white people told you it was an African. Let me give you this straight, right? Let's say I live in America, right? But let's just say I come from Canada, right? Let's say I'm come from Canada. I migrate to Philadelphia, right? Me and my family, we live here for 100 years. If I get picked up out of a lineup, what they gonna say? You come from Philadelphia. I'll be like, well, you know, my people migrated from Canada, right? The same way how a lot of black people that lives in up north migrated from down south. Now, yes, you had black people that was shipped here up north in the Philadelphias, the Delawares, and all of these northern colonies. Yeah, we was here, but there's a good portion of people that migrated from down the south. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes down to us being in Africa, where they found us, we got the maps in the school where you will see them saying the land of Judah. In the West Africa, we dwelt there because we was fleeing Roman execution. The Romans, if you look up 70 AD and what happened in the Holy Land, Israel, they were starving us. They was depriving us of our necessities. So what did they do? Then a lot of, they cut off us being able to eat, being able to sell, being able to drink water. I mean, everything. They cut our water off pretty much to the point where we was eating our own babies. We was actually taking our sandals and eating our sandals because it's leather, right? We were starving. We was being killed. We was being persecuted. What did we do? We left. We left and we migrated into West Africa. In West Africa, we was able to dwell there for like 1,000 years. We dwelt there in Africa, right? But what happened was when the white man came through, it was like, hey, man, we need some slaves. You might as well. And they like, look, we got these Hebrews that's on our land. Shoot, we don't need them here. Let's sell them. And they sold us into captivity. And on their slave maps, they knew where the tribe of Judah was. They knew that the Israelites was over here in America right now. Well, not right now, but back then they knew that we was there. Christopher Columbus didn't just randomly sell his ship and ended up where the Israelites was at. He knew. He came with Hebrew translators, and is on record when they met the Native Americans at the shores. The Native Americans spoke Hebrew and they understood what tribe they came from, what nation. And if you go back into Native American foundation when it comes to their rules, you will see them keeping Mosaic laws, the clean and unclean rules. You will see them practicing polygamy, having more than one wife, right? You will see them when a woman is unclean. When you go in the Bible, you will actually read that a man, you know what I mean, is unclean if he lay down with a woman. He can't be around a congregation, and that woman is unclean. If that sister is on her menstrual cycle for 7 days, she's supposed to be away from the congregation. They practiced that same thing in the Native American tribes. They knew the name of the Lord, and it was Yahweh. They wore the fringes and borders of blues and wore the shield of David. What I got behind me is not no star. It is a shield. It is a signet of King David's throne. And who sits on King David's throne? Yahweh Shah Mashiach in the Hebrew, and whatever the whole world know as Jesus Christ. It says that Jesus Christ, the King of Israel right now, will be on the throne of his father. That's how he's the king, because he comes from a king lineage. Joseph carried the king's lineage. It was never God in being incarnated into into human flesh. That is a lie, because Christ prayed to the Lord. He asked the Lord, can he pass this cup away from him? If we're going to say that Jesus is God, then you know what that means? That means that Jesus is a lunatic, because he's talking to himself. That means that when we pray, we're praying to a lunatic. We know that's not the truth. And this is why we got to get into the scriptures. This is why we can't allow the world to continue to pull us in, because it's easy to get pulled into the world. I'm gonna tell you something that's easy. You drive in your car, somebody cut you off, somebody almost hit you, somebody just doing something stupid on the road. You're going to want to hurt that person. You're going to want to hurt that person. Satan wants you to hurt that person. You understand? Satan wants you to hurt that person. You also know who wants you to hurt that person? The white man. Because the white man profits when we do evil. When you give the white man a reason to throw you in jail, or a reason to bring you up in front of that court, in front of that judge, you're helping their system. In Arizona, a prison sued the prison sued the state of Arizona and won, because they didn't have enough prisoners. They felt some type of way. They said, we don't got enough prisoners. We want our money. We want to be compensated for you not giving us niggers, not giving us Hispanics, giving us Native Americans to enslave. It's all a money grab. This is America is a corporation. Stop thinking that this is the land of the free, that this is the place of your rest. These people need us to continue to be sinners. They need us to go and celebrate Easter. They need us to celebrate Easter. When you go into the history books, what is the real history of Easter? It is the celebration of a goddess of the Babylonians, Ishtar, who is the goddess of fertility. Since when we ever celebrate pagan gods? I thought in the scriptures it says not to serve other gods. But I can tell you, when we go into the book of Deuteronomy, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. We're going to go to the 28th chapter. 28th chapter. I believe is what, the 64th verse? I'm going to read it. I got it. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter these, Salakia, and the Lord shall scatter thee amongst all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Now, you understand that we have been scattered out amongst the world, and we are serving other gods. You have people being a Christian, you have people being a Muslim, you have people being Buddhist, into Hinduism, into Pan-African religions, right? Into voodoo, into Santeria. You have our people into everything. Being a Catholic, we serving all different kind of gods. All that utopia talk is nonsense, because the Lord is only one, and his word is final. It's not no, oh, well, Muslims and Christians, as long as they pray to God, and that's all that matters. No. That's where the white man got you messed up in the head, because that is a lie. Because, see, in the Bible, the records of the Hebrews, I know I can't go unalive that brother because he unalived my brother. I can't go do it. The vengeance is of the Lord. I know I got to forgive him. I got to allow justice to work. I can't go unalive him. Right? In different religions, if you Muslim, you can go kill a man. You can go get revenge. In Christianity, you can get revenge. God knows your heart. You know, we don't have to keep the law of brotherhood. You understand? We don't have to keep the law of vengeance. We don't have to keep the laws in those religions, right? You don't have to, because it's a lawless religion. That's why when you hear Christians and Muslims talk, they sound, it's a sign of weakness when they say, well, God knows your heart. You know, none of us can be perfect. Only Allah is perfect. Blessings upon Muhammad. None of it forces a man or woman to keep the commandments or whatever they believe in. But when I read the Bible, it says a whole nother thing. It says to keep the commandments of God so that you can make your election sure. We're going to get into these scriptures, right? But I just wanted to point that out, that we serving other gods when we celebrate Easter. That's why it's very important to make sure you do your research, do your investigations on everything. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I know you've been celebrating Christmas and birthdays and Easter all your life. You've been doing it. But what if someone was taking drugs? They was sniffing cocaine since they was 14 years old. They've been doing this for a very long time. Is it good for them, though? Is it good for them? Well, let's look at the pros and cons. The cons is going to outweigh the pros by 1,000. Well, when you look at these holidays, it's the same thing, right? You're serving another God. Point blank, period. The whole Easter, the eggs is for fertility. The rabbits represent sex, because rabbits do what? They have sex a lot. Okay, if you have a rabbit, you put 2 rabbits in a cage, they are very happy creatures. All right, and they're gonna he's laughing. They're gonna hump, and they hump fast and hard, and they that's what they love to do. You understand? And these other nations and people, they took that and was like, well, this goddess represent fertility, and we're going to use eggs and bunnies to represent the celebration, and it is all bull crap. If you want to have kids, if the Lord see fit, he'll give it to you. If the Lord bless you, you will have it. Kids come through the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? It don't come from no damn goddess. So why the hell are we celebrating that? Right? There's nowhere in the Bible where it tells you to celebrate celebrate Easter. I will tell you what they was celebrating back then. Give me the book of, I swear my brain is shot right now. I believe is Luke. Give me Luke. I think it's Luke. I think it's the book of Luke. Where it talk about the Passover. What is that? You know what I'm talking about? Book of Luke. I think it's like, is it like 6 and 8? Let me see. You know what I'm talking about? When they actually celebrated the Passover. Let me see. I'm gonna try to get there with you. Bear with me, y'all. But yeah, man, if y'all got any questions or any comments, put your comment or question in the chat. And if you ain't already liked this video, like the video. Share the video if you want. You know what I mean? Make sure you subscribe. These classes, man, they free as charge. You know, most people, they go to college, spend tens of thousands of dollars a year to learn nothing when they go to the, you know, when it comes to the Bible. But in here, you get it for free. Now, what is it? 22 and what, 8? Luke 22. Damn, I was way off. I said 6. Give me a second. All right, you said 22 and 6. 22 and 8.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I'm gonna take it. This is the book of Luke, chapter 22 and verse 8, and it said, "And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare us the Passover, that we may eat." Ooh, wait. We celebrate the damn Passover. Christ is celebrating the Passover. Your pastor, your imam, any of those people that's teaching you anything that had to do with God is not teaching you the truth. We supposed to keep the Passover. Give me the book of Leviticus, the 25th chapter. Let's go there. This is Luke. This is the book of Luke. And Christ is telling them to prepare for the Passover. Now, if you're supposed to follow Christ, why are you not keeping the Passover? Go ask your pastor about that. Because somebody is lying to you. Somebody ain't keeping it real with you. And that's a problem. Like, we have children. Our children are supposed to learn these things because they're going to be the next generation. This is why I shut down people's conversation when it comes down to the knowledge and understanding of yesterday, right? Oh man, we in 2026, man. Nobody caring about all that. Let me tell you how stupid you sound. You have to understand the past to be able to navigate through the future. So, and I always cut them. I say, okay, so who you gonna let teach your kid history? Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump is the one that is telling the school boards to change the curriculum. He's telling them, hey, you're not going to teach the truth about America. And he wasn't even teaching that much truth about America. They was watering it down. They told them to water it down completely. Even went into going into national areas, right, where the history is at, and told them, man, take all that down. Certain cities had to fight to get it back, like Philadelphia, right? Who is going to teach your child the truth? Who's going to teach your child history? Who's going to teach your child who they are and where they come from? The white man? Nigga, you can't teach them nothing. You don't got the knowledge of truth. You don't know nothing. This is why you got to stop being stuck on stupid. This is why you got to build your library up. This is why you got to be in class so that you can learn. We out here, we all beauty, no brains. We are, when you don't have this truth, let me tell you what it is when you don't have this truth. You're like a vehicle. And someone else is driving you and you don't even know it. Right. They filling you up with bad gasoline, right, all types of impurities in the gasoline. Right. You understand? It's all types of impurities. The oil is disgusting. You understand? Right. Everything that they put inside of you is filth. To the point where we don't even understand that God said we must keep the Passover for all our days. You got it. You got it in Leviticus, the 25th chapter. Let's get it.
You said 23rd?
That's the 23rd chapter is what the holidays at, right? The high holidays. Let's get it.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, and verse 1.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna take it from here. I got you. This is Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, not unto the whole world, to Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord. Now, the feast of the Lord, we all should know what the feast of the Lord is. If you is 2026, excuse me, I'm trying to clean it up. I know I be getting furious up here sometimes, according to knowledge, of course. In 2026, you should know the feast of the Lord. You know the feast of America. You know that for sure. We know that. But do you understand the feast of the Lord? Let's keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. Meaning that these holy convocations that you see in the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, are holy convocations. These are the holy convocations that the Lord wants us to keep. Right. It doesn't matter if you a Christian, Muslim, whatever. If you're a Black, Hispanic, Native American, you're supposed to keep these high holy days, right, these holy convocations, right? If you pick up the Bible and you say that you believe in God and Christ and whatever you believe that's surrounding the Bible, you should know the feast of the Lord is 2026. How we don't understand these things? That's what you got to ask yourself. That's my counter question to people that want to, make mockery of Israelites, want to make mockery of people that do their due diligence when it comes to knowledge. My counter question is, in 2026, how the hell you don't know these holy convocations? Seeing like somebody ain't doing their research. Now, this ain't no jab at somebody that just genuinely don't know. I'm talking to the naysayers, the ones that so puffed up for no goddamn reason. You understand? With all the ego in the world, with no knowledge. I was talking to some cat. Quick sidebar. I was on Clubhouse with Cat and Katazai. Shout out to him. Shout out to Cat and Katazai. Some brother on there, Cat and Katazai, is battling this white man on the validity of Black people and Hispanics and Native Americans being Jews. And of course, he is just blatantly saying that there's no way that we can be Jews with no evidence. Some brother interrupts Captain Katazai in mid-speech and throw off the whole thing because he looked at Captain Katazai as a threat and knew that he had the room and he had to some way somehow show his manhood. So he had to question him. And the white man, what he did, because he knew he was losing, he left. And because the white man was left off the hook, everybody else wasn't able to get the information. So Captain Katazai, he's entertaining it. And he asked him about the picture that he had as his avatar on the app. And of course, the man just started acting real effeminate. And, I'm sitting there, I'm on a stage, and I'm like, hey, man, you a Nubian? Because that's what it says. And he was like, yeah. I said, how are you trying to come for us? But you follow a damn pedophile. Dr. York is a pedophile. What are we talking about? Man, shoot. He lost his damn mind. Talking about, oh man, he ain't plead guilty. I read the whole document. State and federal charges. The man will not get out until 2123, something like that. Yeah, it was a crazy number. I said, this dude got 135 years. He's 80 years old. And you saying that he's what? That he's innocent? The feds ain't gonna come knocking down your door if you ain't dirty. Come on now. Like, we ain't gonna do that. And I say all that to say this. These other religions will make you weak. It would make you feeble. It would make you believe in certain things that it just don't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Like I'm trying to tell you, like you will believe some man that doesn't understand the Bible. I remember Dr. York breaking down the Bible. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And I didn't understand that until I came into the school. And I came into the school. I didn't believe it at first. I'm like, man, prove that. Prove that. And I'm talking about when I was in class, I had books upon books lined up on chairs, asking, prove that, until I got it. I said, you know what? All right, y'all right. Keep teaching. And it was already like 45 minutes. But I'm kept drilling. I'm like, well, prove that. What you mean by this? And what you mean by that? And the school proved it all. You understand? These cats don't know what the hell they talking about out here. You understand? When we look at this Bible, this is our constitution. This is our rules, our regulations. These are our judgments. This is how we deal with offenses. This Bible, I'm going to tell you how important this Bible is. This is when you read this Bible, you become a good judge. You become a good judge. You don't have nobody can't pay you off because you understand what weighs in a balance. You understand who oversees every case that comes before you. It's the Lord. It's the angels. It's Christ. Everyone is account on that council. Councils is important. Councils is important. You understand? To keep us safe. When you go and believe in these different religions, and you want to go off what they try to teach you, you're gonna realize why your relationships don't work. I'm gonna just be honest. Here in I.S.U.P.K, women feel safe being with men in the school. You wanna know why? Because they know that if anything was to go wrong or things they just need help in their relationship, they can come to the school and it can be a counsel being had. They can be heard. There's no bias in our counsels. Why? We don't have respect to persons. You can be some top ranked brother. Let your wife come into that council. Let your wife come to the school saying that you putting your hands on her. You're going to be demoted. You're going to be kicked out 9 out of 10. Everybody's going to be like, damn, why he a trooper? Dang, why he got kicked out the school? Damn, what happened? Damn, why he got kicked out? And it's going to be understood that we don't tolerate men that put their hands on women, right? And here, women feel safe. Men feel safe, right? Because you have good judges. You have men that actually care about the people. Because why? We listen to what the Most High says to do. We put away the old man, right? Sisters put away the old woman and become a new person. Like when people see me, they ain't like people from back in the day, they remember me getting high, having sex with a bunch of women, you understand, selling drugs, you know what I mean? Outside doing dumb stuff. When they see me now and how I conduct myself now, people are like, damn, bro, you changed. Especially when they found out I don't smoke no more. I was a pothead. I let all that go because I realized the world don't have nothing in store for me. That's good. The world will destroy you. I've seen the world destroy so many people. It's insane. Once I got into the school and learned the way how to serve the Lord in perfection and go help other people learn how to serve the Lord in perfection, and this is the best job that you can have. Right. You know what I'm saying? My brother right here, he lost his voice. He lost his voice and he still came in. He's still trying to read. This is why I'm reading. You know, my brother would read and I would, ad lib and go into my teaching. But because you understand, my brother is so dedicated, I'm going to pick it up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pick it up. Now, yeah, I might get a little winded, might, talking for 2 hours. We definitely would put a dent in your stamina, but at the same time, man, we do this for y'all because we love y'all. You know what I mean? If you Black, Hispanic, Native American, I might have never met you a day in my life. I got love for you. I got nothing but love for you. And these classes is for you. These classes is for your family. And I pray that the Lord be with you through all your days. And I pray that you get in class. I pray that you see what the Lord then built here in this school. You ain't going to see us celebrate a birthday. You ain't going to see us celebrate Christmas. You ain't going to see a brother try to go talk to another brother's wife. You ain't going to see a sister acting out of character. You understand how women do outside these doors? Because we're trained and taught how to hold ourselves accountable for our actions. We're taught how to conduct ourselves, have a decent code of conduct. In the world, like, I'm gonna give you a prime example, right? Everybody was down Texas a couple of weeks ago, right? Houston, Texas, for spring break. The citizens was pissed off, right? Pissed off to the max, right? Nothing but chaos. STDs and HPVs was passed through the Black, Hispanic, Native American community down in Texas to the point where the STD and HPV rate went up 17% out bot. That's disgusting. Now, when the I.S.U.P.K came in town, you think that we spread any STDs and HPVs? No, because we understand to do what? Keep the laws of God. Keep the commandments of God. That's what we're going to do. We ain't going to be out there, oh, yeah, she look good. I'm about to take that back to the telly. No, we're not going to do that. Right? Now, was women bagged down Houston? Most definitely, you should understand, women was definitely getting bagged down Houston. But did women get married down Houston? No. You understand? Because we understand how to conduct ourselves. We understand this thing that the Lord put here on the earth called the Bible. We read it and live by it. So Houston, Texas, the CDC didn't say, hey, man, them Israelites came down here and now it even went up higher. No, we didn't do that. We had a good time. We dwelled together as family, right? And the best part is about the Passover weekend is the Passover week is being able to see all of our brothers and sisters, right? The saddest part is leaving, having to go back to our city, having to go back to our zones. That's the saddest part. Like during the Passover, it was raining. We all dwelt together under them tents because we love the Most High and we love one another. Now, the Christian church, they would have canceled it. The Muslim, they would have canceled it. They would have tried to make last minute alterations. Man, we're going to be at the venue. We didn't care. We dwelt together. I mean, we were stepping in mud. Sisters done got their feet done. Sisters done got their hair done and all that. Them sisters stepped in mud. Brothers stepped in mud. Listen, I had to wipe down my boots. You know what I mean? I was about to show my boot real quick. You know what I mean? But we did it because we love the Most High. That's dedication. You get what I mean? Like, that's how we got to carry it. We got to have a strong love for the Most High. All right? So I'm going to keep reading. We in the book of Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. All right? Verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. All right. So the seventh day is a Saturday, starting on Friday when the sun go down. All right. And it ends on Saturday when the sun goes down, sundown to sundown. And that's the Sabbath. Okay. Let me tell you something. The Sabbath is not you being oppressed. You can't turn on the light. You can't you got to turn your heat off. Like if your pilot go out, imagine you had a baby and you got a newborn baby is dead in the winter, probably the coldest day of the winter, and your pilot go out on your boiler in your house. You're gonna literally not ignite it back. You think the Lord is the author of confusion? No, it's about servile work. Don't force someone to go work for you. You understand? If you were able to take the day off, then take the day off. You understand? Take the day off. You know, it was Israelites in the Bible that didn't want to go to war because they felt like it was servile work. Oh, I'm supposed to be resting on the Sabbath. They all died. Judas Maccabees was looking like, these niggas is stupid. Why would they ever do that? The Lord was with Judas Maccabees. The Lord wasn't with those that didn't follow Judas Maccabees into war. Judas Maccabees went to war and won. The Lord was with him. But when it was this, people that wanted not to listen to the priest of the Lord, when we say, nigga, just chill on the Sabbath. Like if you want to go work out, go work out. If you want to go lay down with your woman, sister, you want to go lay down with your man and do what grown folks do, you can do that. You understand? If you want to go make you a sandwich, make you a cheeseburger, you can make a cheeseburger. You understand? You can do whatever you want on the Sabbath as long as it's lawful. Of course, you got to say that for people. They be like, oh, so I can, don't go get high. You understand? Don't go buy prostitutes. You understand? Don't do evil things. Just if you don't have to work, don't work. You understand? Now, if you got a slavery and they make you work, then the sin is on them. Right? If you have a job, shut down your job on Saturdays. Don't have your job working, people working on the Sabbath. You understand? That's just what it is on that. All right. So let's keep going. Boom. Verse 4, these are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 4th day of the 1st month at the 14th. Oh, Salagi. In the 14th day of the 1st month at even is the Lord's Passover. All right. So this is the first of the month is usually right around when spring about to hit. Right. That's when we know that it is the new year. Okay. So it says, boom. In the 14th day of the 1st month at even is the Lord's Passover. So 14 days after, the 1st month is the Passover. Okay. Now, in the old times, we would actually celebrate it in Jerusalem. All right. We'll all come together in Jerusalem and keep it. Now, here's the thing. You have people saying, oh, we don't got to keep the holy convocations because we're not in the kingdom. We're not back at home. You are an idiot if you believe that. You understand? We are supposed to keep these through all our generations. You understand? Whatever the priests say that we're going to be at with the Passover, that's where we're going to be at. That's why every Black, Hispanic, Native American should always make sure that they can come to these holy convocations with their brothers and with their sisters, with the priests of the Lord of the I.S.U.P.K. You should try to make your way because this is where the Lord wants you to be at. The Lord is against separation. That's why it's a sin to go through things in life and not go to your brother, not go to your sister. Because I'm just your brother, I'm just your sister when things is good. But when things is bad, I ain't your brother, I ain't your sister. That's cold. We got to be there for one another, straight up and down. You understand? So let's keep going. And on the 14th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. And the Lord Salak, good night. Why the hell I'm messing up on my word? See, I'm tired. It's good. It's good. I'm playing. Verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. So if you know anything about unleavened bread, the feast of unleavened bread, for 7 days, we have to eat unleavened bread. Now, do that mean that every meal has to be unleavened bread? No. You have to consume some kind of unleavened bread, right? So it's Doritos, is unleavened. No, they unleavened. Yeah, they good. You have certain tortillas. You just gotta make sure that it don't have any yeast or any leavening, things that make bread rise, like baking soda. You understand? Just do your research. Of course, for 7 days, you just consume unleavened bread, even if it's just like a piece, you know what I mean? Some bread, some unleavened bread, you just go ahead and get down. You make sure that you don't have any leavening products in your house. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Your basement is not a part of your house. All right. It is a sub part of your house? So it's not a part of your house. So what you would do is things that can last down there, you'll put it in there, right? If you got like a deep freezer, another refrigerator, you'll just keep everything separated from the house. You understand? What else? There's gotta be something else. I want to speak on unleavened bread. Oh yeah, we in the feast of unleavened bread right now. All right, let's get that in. So we in the feast of unleavened bread right now as we speak. Right. What is a beautiful thing where we all remember the days of when we had to eat unleavened bread. We didn't have time to prepare the bread to be able to to rise, right? Because in order for you to let the bread rise, you gotta let it sit. You gotta wait until it starts to expand. We ain't have that. And the Lord on the Passover said, make sure you make the unleavened bread, meaning don't prepare it. You understand? Like you would prepare your bread any other time. You got to make it in haste. You know what I mean? Get that flour, get that water, get that oil. You know what I mean? Get that fry pan ready, man. Get that oven ready. We're going to be making this food on the go. And then when you make this lamb, make sure if you got leftover lamb, share it with who? Your brother, your sister that's next door, right? And the people next door is what? They might not got it like that. And especially in Egypt, we all slaves. We all poor. Share it with your brother or your sister next door. And listen, that one lamb, piece of that lamb would do what? Go down to every other house. Thanksgiving, what happens on Thanksgiving? It be people outside that's hungry. These people will have big amounts of food on Thanksgiving. You don't see them going out to the neighborhoods like, here you go. Here goes some food. Here you go. Here you go. Right? Now, is it people that go out and try to do well by the people? Yes. But the origins of Thanksgiving is wicked. It is actually a celebration, a war celebration that the white man celebrated after raping and pillaging and killing and robbing Native Americans in America. They, after every war victory that they had over the Native Americans, they scalp them. They do all types of horrendous things. And with the blood still on their hands, they will go and prepare this feast. And black people, we so brainwashed, we'll do what? Go and celebrate Thanksgiving and keep it through what? All our generation. People would eat unclean foods. It doesn't matter. You understand? You eat every unclean food. You understand? Thanksgiving, y'all niggas don't like each other in that house. Y'all don't love each other in that house. Y'all barely speak to one another. Y'all hate one another. That's why fights break out on Thanksgiving. That's why people get shot on Thanksgiving. You understand? But when you look at the high holy days of the Lord, it's always about unity. It's always about respect for one another, right? It's always about our honor to the Lord. It's always about the Lord. None of these holidays that we celebrate is about the Lord, especially birthdays. How the hell are you going to celebrate a damn birthday as if you're a god or a goddess? That's what we talking about. When you go look at the history of birthdays, that was something that heathens kept. That was a heathen custom of birthdays. Why you think most men on Valentine's Day, which is another pagan holiday, why you think men get their heart broken on Valentine's Day? Because if they don't come home with a gift for that woman on Valentine's Day, what you think gonna happen? It's brothers it's brothers out here that get told, if you don't come back with a Valentine's Day gift, you better not come back in this house. You understand? Like straight up, it was women online talking about, yeah, my side nigga get the day before Valentine's Day, and then my main nigga get Valentine's Day. You get what I'm saying? Like it is insane. Like I can just keep breaking this stuff down, y'all. Like this class can be long, but I'm not gonna be long with it. It's a little insane. But yo, these holidays don't got nothing good coming out of it. Like, yeah, you get memories, you get all that. Yeah, you get little memories. I remember being there with my grandma and my grandfather. I remember those times, right? Is it lawful though unto the Lord? Hell no. So I let it go. I build new memories. I build new memories that would make the Lord happy. The Lord want all of us to keep the commandments of God. That's what he wants us to do. And that's what we're going to have to do. All right. So that's that right there on the high holy days. So I already explained to y'all Ishtar. Everybody celebrated Easter on this past Sunday. The sad part is we actually was celebrating. That's really the day of the Feast of the Unleavened Bread. And that's very evil of us to do, to celebrate a pagan holiday over the Lord's holiday. And that's why the Lord makes sure that the I.S.U.P.K go out on the streets. We go on social media. We go wherever the people is at and teach. To teach you, man, don't you ever keep the Easter. Don't never keep Easter, man. Don't never keep Christmas. And people get mad about it, man. Y'all always being judgmental. Nigga, somebody got to say it. If we don't say it, then who gonna say it? Your pastor gonna tell you? Your email gonna tell you? Huh? Your spiritual advisor is gonna teach you this? Hell no. You're going to have to learn the truth from us. And that's just what it is. Right? I'm gonna get Ephesians. We're gonna go to Ephesians. Ephesians 6 and 10. Now, I don't know if your voice is gonna be able to carry on, but just let me know if you want to jump in. All right. Give me 1 second. I got you. I'm gonna give you get your voice box right, brother. All right. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. The Most High wants you to be strong. This cat tried to tell me and Captain Katazai that we shouldn't be fighting when it comes down to what people believe. We're supposed to be strong. I told him, I said, if it wasn't for the brothers here in I.S.U.P.K fighting against what I believed in back in the day, I would still be getting high. I've probably been with women, even more women that I wasn't supposed to be with, if it wasn't for the Lord bringing I.S.U.P.K into my life. Like, I remember where my life was at before the I.S.U.P.K, and I know where my life is at now. And the I.S.U.P.K is needed. And it's good that the I.S.U.P.K fights the real fight that needs to happen, that needs to be fought. You understand? But when you don't serve the Lord, You don't understand what real fighting is. You understand? I'm going to keep going. Verse 11, put on the whole armor of Yahweh. You understand? It said, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Right now, the white man is getting his ass whooped over there in the Middle East, to the point where he is cowering down to a ceasefire that benefits the America at all. It's a big stain on America, and Donald Trump and this whole Republican Party knows it. Right now, last night, Iran was partying in the streets because they know that they beat America. You understand? And what the white man going to do? Because he's making a law, he's going to try to make your life harder. He's going to try to make our life harder. He's going to enforce ICE even more. To do what? To try to take our minds off the fact that he's weak. Now he's going to try to bully Cuba. Now he's going to try to bully Venezuela even more. Right? He's going to try to bully Canada. He's going to try to redeem himself. You understand? And what we got to do as Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans is come together. So all of his trickery won't work. The white man trickery is to make you hate yourself, to make you look at yourself and say you are nothing, to make your life a living hell. When you put on the armor of the Lord, good night. Nothing really phases you. You understand? Because you have the answers. I remember coming into the school. I remember talking to General Haas. And General Haas was like, man, listen, man, if it's a demon, get counsel. And we're going to figure out how to get that demon off of you, how to defeat it. I said, well, goddamn. Like, this is the house of the Lord. If I go to the Christian church, they going to try to put holy water on me or something. They're going to try to tell me to do something that is not going to help me. It's only going to get worse. You understand? They're going to teach me that God knows my heart and no one can be perfect. I can tell them, man, I'm trying to keep all the laws of God. Well, the law is done away with. All right, well, I'm going to go grab my Smith & Wesson and my Glock. I'm going to go rob people. I got a lot of ammo. I got a nice black suit that I can put on. I'm just going to rob people because I'm broke. I need money. You say God knows my heart. God knows my heart. He know I need this money. I mean, God is going to give me the opportunity. Drug dealers say that. Drug dealers think. I had a drug dealer when I was locked up. I had some drug dealer tell me. And he was a big guy in his neighborhood, right? He knew my family and all that. And he told me, man, I feel like Allah gave me these drugs so I can be able to feed my family. I said, brother, that's not God. That's the devil. That's Satan. Satan gave you them drugs. You know, Satan gives blessings too. And he just looked at me like, damn, man, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, niggas I got around me, yes, man, like, you just told me the truth. I'm just telling you what it is, bro. Like, why would God want you to destroy the community? And this is when I knew a little bit about the truth. You understand? I knew what the Lord stance was on drugs. I just was being stupid. I didn't want to fall through, but I told him, nigga, that ain't God. I ain't gonna let you say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we gotta get more like that when we all stand on business. We gotta all stand on business. All that tiptoeing around, forget that, man. We gotta stand on business. If we want to see real change come from one person doing the right thing and showing the next person how to do it. And that's how we do it. It's the same way how we was on the plantations. On the plantation, what we do? One, learn how to read. Hey, man, I'm going to teach you how to read. I'm going to show you these words and you're going to study them. You know what I mean? And that's how we going to do it. How you think we was able to flee into up north? You know how far that is to travel all the way up north? That ain't no light thing, but we did it. We did it. And we did it in so many ways. They said people used to braid. When women used to do braids, they'd do a braids a certain way. When they made quilts, the quilts would tell you the pathways to take when you run away. You pass down the information, pass down the knowledge, pass down the wisdom. That's why I'm very hard on adults, because we got to learn better. We got to know better. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you're going to like it or not. I don't really care. I don't care how you feel. Because I care about the babies. The babies need the help. These young kids need the help. And you're the adult. I got to teach you. I got to teach you how not to be stupid any longer. I got to show you how to have a backbone, how not to be brainwashed by this world. This world wants you to be brainwashed. But the Lord wants you to stand on business. That's why he said, man, put on the whole armor of the Lord. Let's keep going. Verse 12, we in the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. We are at war right now with the white man. Either you want to accept it or not. You can love white people all day. You like white boys. You love white girls. You love them Chinese girls. You love all these other nations of people. You just got this big old heart. But these people don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about your people. I mean, people I know that make money and they look down on black people. You're a piece of shit. If you ever look down on a black, Hispanic, Native American, man, that's God's chosen people right there. Don't give a damn about how much money you make. The hell? Them white people don't love you because, oh yeah, I'll work with white people. I mean, not all white people the same. I won't trust neither one. No, I don't care if that white man give me the clothes off his back. I still won't trust him. I still won't trust. I won't trust his people. Why? Because God said it. You go look in the book of the Apocrypha, the 12th chapter and 10th verse. It says, "Trust not thy enemy." When you go look in the book of Deuteronomy, the chapter 28 and verse 68, it said, "You will be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen." That's between verses 48 and 50. It said that we'll be sold unto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Sold unto our enemies. The Lord is telling you who your enemies are in the Bible. But when your pastor, when your minister, when your spiritual advisors, when they go to school and they study the Bible, they're being shown how to teach you that white people are superior. That's what they're teaching you. When you look at the Chinese man, when you see Jesus looked Chinese. God looked Chinese in the Chinese community. When you look at all these other nations of people, their God looked like them. But when you look at blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, who our God look like? Who our God look like? It looked like Caesar Borgia, who was a homosexual and a criminal, and the Pope Alexander's son. And it's a movie, it shows about him, Caesar Borgia. He was a homosexual. The one that painted his picture, Leonardo da Vinci, he was a homosexual. They had a homosexual relationship. The Last Supper picture, that is the Borgia family. And they was having sex with one another. Like they was full-blown criminals. But if we don't read and we don't do our research in 2026 about it, I mean, you would think that that's Jesus Christ. You understand? Jesus Christ is a black man. Yeah. It's all throughout the Bible. Jesus Christ is a black man. Can't tell me that I'm wrong for saying what I'm saying right now. Because when I go inside the Bible and I read the book of Revelations, the first chapter, it said that Jesus Christ was depicted as a black man. What is it? You go into the book of Daniel, don't it talk about Christ being seen on the throne, being black, and God being seen on the throne, being black? Both of them seen as being black. Said the Ancient of Days did sit, and they said he had the appearance of a black individual. You think that? Let me show you how you can't trust white people. Do you think white people will ever pray to a black God? Do you think that white people will ever look at Jesus Christ as being black? You know, they know that Jesus Christ is black. They know it. You know what they'll tell you? He was olive color. So it means that he would be more like Middle Eastern color. They can't tell you that he's black. You know, olives is black, right? Olives can be black, not just green. They can be black. They would never accept it. They know the records. They know the pictures that was painted of the prophets of old times, and they knew that he was black. They know that King Solomon said that he was black. King Solomon, the Songs of Solomon 1 and 5. I am black but comely, meaning that I am black and beautiful. You catch my drift? Like, these people is going to lie to you, man. And we gotta be wise enough to see the underhand. We gotta be able to see it. That's why the Lord said, man, put on the armor. Put on that armor, man. Stop being asleep. It's high time to stop being asleep. It's high time to wake the hell up. Because this world ain't gonna give you anything but more pain and agony. That's all it's gonna do. You're gonna like, damn, man, why my life is so damn hell? Why I can't never be able to just have a day of peace? Why am I working so goddamn much? I can't even sleep. I don't even know what a proper night of sleep is because I'm working so goddamn much. Why am I taking care of these kids all by my damn self? Why my baby mom, why my baby father is giving me so much goddamn drama? Why my family can't just all love one another? Why I feel alone in this world? It's because we don't have the Lord favor. It don't matter if you rich. Okay, you got money. Is you serving the Lord? The Lord will let you. Listen, Satan gives gifts as well. Satan will definitely give you a gift. You understand? Satan definitely blesses you. But is the Lord blessing you? Is you keeping the commandments of God? Is you not celebrating these man-made holidays? Is you keeping the commandments of brotherhood and sisterhood? You understand? Is you paying your tithes? Right? It's a lot that we can go into. We got so little time. And I say that literally and metaphorically. It's a lot that we can break down. So we got that. In John, the first chapter in 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15, it says, love not the world, right? When it says love not the world, it's telling you love not what you see outside your doors. Like these cell phones will trap you because when you go into one of these apps, what you going to see? The BS. You know who controls the algorithm? Jewish people. It's something called goy slop. Y'all go look it up. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, what's going on? It's something called goy slop. And let me tell you something about Jewish people. Jewish people want us not to discover that we are God's chosen people. That's why Jewish people been around since we was kids. Who do you think wrote our textbooks when we was in school? Jewish people. And you also want to know who was connected to what's the guy? McGraw, I think it's McGraw Maxwell, right? That's Ghislaine Maxwell's father. You know who Ghislaine Maxwell's father is connected to? To Mossad. Yeah. You want to also know who Ghislaine Maxwell's father was also connected to? The Rothschilds. Who was Ghislaine Maxwell's husband? Jeffrey Epstein. Who do Jeffrey Epstein report back to? Israel. Who is Israel? Secret Service? The Mossad. So when you look at what we've been learning in school, who you think took pictures of us when it was picture day? Yeah. Yo, they've been there the whole time. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. The white man is the devil. Your pictures was being sent to pedophiles who was connected to to Mossad, who was connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Your pictures was all of our pictures are being sent. That's why so many parents right now, they don't want their children to ever take class pictures again. And it's people that don't want that company lifetime pictures. They don't want them being able to have their photographs, being able to be in the schools no more. Like, no, they connected to pedophiles. You understand? Like these, like since we was born, these people always been there. And when you turn on the television, who own the media companies? Jewish people, right? When you know, when it comes to clothes and everything, they always been there because they infiltrated the infrastructure of America. Who do you think fund all of these politicians that our parents voted for and who we voted for? You ever heard of I.S.U.P.K? That is an Israeli lobby that funds major money and get major money from people, and they put money on both sides of the aisle. So on the Republican side, they get I.S.U.P.K money. On the Democrat side, they get I.S.U.P.K money. So why you think that anytime you go turn on the television or you go on social media, you seeing these politicians going gun-ho for Israel? Why you think that you don't hear? Let me find out. Why do you think that you don't hear anything about politicians really condemning Israel for what they do, what they've been doing over there in the Middle East? They not condemning them because they get money from them. And if look at what's his name? Charlie Kirk. It's speculations that Israel had something to do with his death. These Israelis is very deep when it comes into infiltration. They done it for so long. And America got themselves in a hole because they had to do business with Israel, with Jewish people, to be able to establish America. America went through some hard times. They had to go to the Rothschilds to go get money. They said, look, man, you want some, you trying to get up on your feet, America? Oh, man, take this money, man. In World War I and II, who you think was funding both sides? In World War I. In World War I, who you think was funding both sides? Jewish people. They always been there. When you take a look at, again, even with Kennedy, J.F. Kennedy being assassinated, J.F. Kennedy didn't want Jewish people to be able to build nuclear weapons. He knew what they was on, right? Quote unquote. Speculations is that Jewish people had something to do with his death. Same way Jewish people was name pops up when it comes down to 9/11. Yeah. They said, how that building fall like that? Even fighters. It was like, there's no way that was just a regular plane crash. He said, the way how that building collapsed, he said it was no way that was just a regular plane crash. He said, there was no way. He said, the way how that collapsed, he said, bombs went off. That was bombs that hit that building. And lo and behold, when you look at who owned that building, who do you think owned that building? Y'all want to take a good guess? Drum roll. Jewish people. Jewish people owned that goddamn building. Some Jewish rich billionaire owned it. You know what I mean? And you know, he did this whole thing. And what happened after that? George Bush said, "Oh, we're going to the Middle East. Weapons of mass destruction." When really it was all about regime change, oil, drugs, you understand, and control and money. That's what it was, man. America always did things over there in the Middle East to try to, you know, get certain levels of power over there. That's why they would, like Al Qaeda. It was fun that they was giving money and guns to Al Qaeda so that they can have an uprise. You go look into them files, man. It get crazy. But I kind of went down the rabbit hole on y'all. My fault. So, let me see. So we talked about vengeance, right? Give me Romans 12 and 19. Give me Romans 12 and 19. So when it comes down to vengeance, right? The Lord right now is allowing the whole world to see that America, who is a superpower on the earth, is nothing but men. A regular common man that just have a little bit of power on earth. The Lord is showing how weak this world really is. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's showing you the weakness of the white man. It's showing you how if we do what we got to do when it comes to serving the Lord would weaken them even more. You understand what I'm saying? Like America was about to go, if they don't open that Strait of Hormuz up, if this ceasefire doesn't actually go through, what's going to happen is America is going to, their economy is going to crash. If the war kept going on, that's why a lot of presidents didn't listen to Israel when they said, "Hey, we want to go at like the NATO." So Bibi Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, he would go to to these NATO conferences and tell them, man, they weeks away from these nuclear weapons. They almost got them. And he's been saying 2 weeks and months for years. I mean, decades. I was born in 93. He was saying this around that time. You understand? And listen, a lot of presidents knew and war generals understood if we go to war and go try to invade over there in certain areas, especially Iran, we can fall because they can close that Strait of Hormuz. That's how they would destroy us. That's why America wasn't trying to really go into war. But who's dumb enough and who got more dirt on them than a little bit? Donald Trump. Israel was like, look, man, you having some issues with these Epstein files. We want a regime change. We trying to expand our horizons here in Israel. Look, man, we about to go start some shit over here. You either with us against us, but you know if you're against us, you know what we're gonna do. What did Donald Trump do? He thought that it was just going to be a quick little strike. They killed the Ayatollah of Iran, and then Iran cower and say, "Oh no, don't hurt us, Mr. Trump." Wrong. He tried to be a bully. How we treat everybody else, right? Remember he tried to bully China? And then what happened when he went in front of them Chinese delegates? He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to put terrorists on him." And he coward because you're not going to bully us. That's what China said. You ain't going to bully us. Russia said the same thing. Trump, you know not to play with us. You get what I'm saying? Iran is the same way. They said, man, we ain't trying to have no peace deals and none of that. We ain't hearing none of that, Trump. And they just Trump was doing the whole propaganda videos and all that, posting. They said, all right, we're gonna do the same thing. And they just was exposing how much a pedophile he was and how much of a evil individual he is. Now, of course, Iran, who is the Persians, you understand, that you read about in the Bible, these cats is just as evil. You understand? But These cats was like, hey man, you ain't gonna keep doing what you want to do. And they blew up everything over there in the Middle East. It's damn near no military bases, US military bases over there that's standing because they all got blown up to smithereens. And Donald Trump knew that he was defeated, and that's why he put the post out. He said, oh, by 8 o'clock, I'm going to make Iran stand no longer. Like, Trump pulled a wild card because he knew that if he don't make a change, it is for sure going to cripple America for a long time. So he cowered to them and went on, he went on the news today and tried to act like it was a victory and Iran didn't really want the smoke and all that. It was a way of trying to get his supporters to say, look, we won. It's the same way like a bully. You understand? A bully, when he get his ass whooped, he said, I let him win me, man. I had salt in my eyes, something like that. Like, Iran was celebrating because, and they even was talking trash on the line. They was like, yeah, Trump, he a bitch. That's pretty much what they was saying. All right. It was like, yeah, Trump a bitch, man. We won. We're going to have it our way. Again, Iranians, the so-called Persians, they're about to get what? Reparations. They're going to get $2 million a ship that passes through the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah. The whole peace deal, they still get to make nuclear weapons. They still get to make ballistic weapons. Sanctions, certain levels of sanctions is lifted off of Iran. You know what I mean? Some of the past things that they got charged with in NATO, the UN, that gets wiped off the board. Like, America doesn't win. Only thing America gets, and they can't have any military bases over there in their regions no more. So that's a part of the whole deal. Now, before Donald Trump tried to be a bully and make that move, they had military bases over there. They didn't have to pay a dime to travel through the Strait of Hormuz. They had to do none of that. And now they're getting their pockets shaken. Now, peep this, right? This is all the Lord doing. This is the Lord. This is the angels stirring that pot. How the Lord want him to stir. They pouring out that water. You understand? This is the Lord's doing. He wants this to happen. He's allowing certain people nakedness to be shown. Remember, the Jewish man was able to do what? Hide in his synagogues and run things behind closed doors. Remember, this wasn't a conversation of the world. Nobody really cared about what Jewish people was doing. But in recent times, people started doing what? Doing their research. And black people, we've been blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans in the I.S.U.P.K. What you think we've been doing since 1969? We've been trying to tell you that the Jewish man is of the synagogue of Satan, and he's an imposter. And so many white people, they know that they ain't the real Jews. Now, they're not going to accept that black people, Hispanics, Native Americans are the real Jews. They try to say, oh, it's the Palestinians that's the real Jews. Bullshit. They know that they ain't the real Jews. But anything is good if it's not us. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, when you do, I'm trying to tell you, man, when you do your thorough research, man, you be like, God damn, this is on a whole nother level of madness. You understand? So this is all the Lord's way of paying the white man back. But he's doing it in a way that is going to take time. Again, you don't want, like, when you serving out, like, let's say, I'm speaking carnal. Let's say somebody did something to your wife. You know what I mean? Or I don't know. Like, killing them quickly wouldn't satisfy you. You understand? You're going to slow roast this whole situation. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to want them to go to jail and do a lot of time. You're gonna want them to do a lot of time in jail. Now, I was speaking from a carnal sense at first, but we in class. But even if you wasn't being carnal, if you was being carnal, you're gonna want to torture them. You know what I mean? If you got this person tied up, you're gonna want to torture them because they touched your child. You understand? Because it's just a spirit of vengeance. Because you want to repay them what they have done to you. Well, the Lord, the vengeance is his, and he's going to do it the right way. That's why the Lord said, man, just do what I tell you to do. Keep the commandments of God, keep the judgments, keep the statutes, and teach. Y'all gather together, do what y'all got to do. Don't worry about none of that. You don't even got to pick up arms and go try to hurt these people. I'm going to hurt them for you. I know, have patience. That's what the Lord wants us to have, patience. And what he's going to do to these people, he's going to hurt them to a whole nother level that they never seen before. America is going to fall. Every other white nation is going to fall. Every nation is going to fall on the face of the earth. And when Christ ruled, they would not know power no more. Because Christ is coming back. He's coming back. You understand? In the book of Revelations, the 19th chapter, right? The 19th chapter, it states that Christ is going to come back with a sword with the angels. And he's going to unalive these other nations, whoever is left after the catastrophe that's going to happen on the earth. You understand? And he's going to make captives of them after the whole war. It's going to be prisoners of war. And these people is going to have to serve out their time. They're going to serve their punishment for what they have done to our people. Now, you got so many people that's like, well, why would the Lord want to do that? The Lord let us experience slavery. The Lord allowed us to experience things that we may deem as evil because we didn't keep the commandments of God so long ago. And he told us, oh, y'all don't want to keep the commandments of God? I'm going to punish you. I'm going to make you a weak nation. The people that's under you, the people that are low right now at that time, he said, I'm going to bring them over you. The East Indians is over us. God damn, they stink. Right. They don't even know how to wash their ass. Right. But the East Indian is over us. You know how many times I had to tell East Indians about themselves because some homeless brother or sister in the store and they want something and I might buy it. I had a cat. I said, yo, man. I said, you in America, we built this. Even for you to be here and be comfortable, you better respect black people. Because you could be back over in India, you know what I mean, with water that you can't even drink. You could be living amongst the flies. You know what I mean? You coming over here, you're benefiting off of our inventions. You benefiting off of our blood, sweat, and tears. You better show some respect. And he's just sitting there looking at me. Okay, I understand. That's just I don't care. He just want a damn coffee cake. You telling me he can't get that? Come on, man. These people is all over us because we didn't keep the commandments of God. So what do we need to do? What we need to do as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is start keeping the commandments of God. Now, I had somebody in the I had some white man. This white man gonna say, yo, this dude is like a goofy. He wouldn't even say this in person. He one of those type of white boys. He'd see us and keep his head down. He said, Black Lives Matter, y'all. I'm sorry for slavery. Like, bitch boy. Black Lives Movement. I'm gay, bitch boy. What is up with you? You're a grown man writing that type of stuff. How you going? Hold on. You're a grown man talking like an idiot. Now, I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to say this out there to all you people that want to come against the school. You're on the internet. Nobody take you serious. You know, you're talking crazy on the internet. Nobody take you serious. In person, you're not going to do that. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. You know, so all you people out there, if you feel like the words that you say on the internet to us, keep that same energy in person. Come to us and tell us your frustrations. We invite you to. We invite you to show us your frustrations. I just can't promise you what's going to happen after that. Right. I would just say keep your distance and keep it moving. Right. You know what I mean? I just don't respect that. But besides all that, y'all, so we're going to talk about this vengeance thing. We're going to leave with it right there. So vengeance is of the Lord. And the Lord also wants you to understand that you have to make your election sure. All right. He says that. Let me see. I ain't a person that can remember off my head. It's 2 Peter's chapter 1 and 10. Make your election sure. It's good. You don't got to get it. Well, you can pull it up on the screen if you want. But you got to make your election sure. By making your election sure, you're doing what God tell you to do. All right. The Most High, or Yahweh, he wants you to keep the commandments. He wants you to be righteous so that you can be a positive role model unto others. You can be what the Bible would refer to as light unto other people. Right. Right. That's why you can't, you can't just hide your light under the table. Right. You gotta put your light in front of it so everybody can see. Right? Don't put it under a bushel. Put it out in your window so people can see. You understand? Shine your light. We need that in the Black, Hispanic, Native American community. We need more brothers fighting. We need more sisters getting up in this school and fighting. You know what I mean? Well, you gotta fight. You're gonna have to fight, and it's gonna be hard. It ain't gonna be tough. It's not what you do when you go to church. You understand? Or some fake Israelite school, whatever you want to believe in. The real fight starts when you get inside these classes. You understand? When you taking orders from righteous men. You know what I mean? When you getting counsel from righteous brother here in the I.S.U.P.K. This is where the real fight starts. You understand? All that fight that you've been going through, amazing. You've been fighting. But the real fight starts when you in here, because now you're doing it with your brothers. You're doing it with your sisters. You're not doing it by yourself no more. You ain't learning from some you ain't leaning on your own understanding, or you ain't learning from some cat that is not ordained to teach the Bible. The I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. The I.S.U.P.K is here for every Black, Hispanic, Native American on the face of the earth. We're here to teach the flock and feed the flock. Or better words, we're here to serve the flock and protect it. We're going to do those two things. That's one thing you're going to have to understand. We're going to do those two things, man. We don't care. We understand sometimes people are like, oh, man, y'all delivery. This. We're going to tell you the truth. Right? So, look, you got people that went down to Houston. I'm going to use them because they is disgusting. You got people that went down to Houston, Texas. What do we teach? We on every street corner. Everybody know who we are by now. What we teach? Stop having casual sex. If you lay down with that brother, that is your man forever, and you can't throw him away. You can't. If you had sex with that woman, you can't throw her away. That is your woman forever. That's what it is. You understand? Only if people down there that went down to Houston, Texas for spring break understood that. You understand? Only if they understood that, maybe they would have went home without an STD, without an HPV. Just maybe. If they listened to the men of the Lord. You understand? And I think I'm in it there. I mean, vengeance. We talked about vengeance is of the Lord. The Lord is destroying this world before your very eyes. You know what I mean? What? Watch the news. Pay attention to what's going on, because it's definitely been a wild ride for me watching the news and just what's going on in the world. No, you good, Abba. You good. But I thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I mean? I thank y'all for tuning in. We for sure. We had any comments?
I'm salute from young man Dennis.
Oh, what's going on, young man Dennis? What did he say?
Salute. He said Shalom Yahweh.
Oh yeah, they're checking in. You don't gotta show that one. But shout out to you, young man Dennis. What's the one right there? That's where we get the saying hump like a rabbit. Yeah. Shout out to Hezekiah. Yeah, for real. Listen, these holidays, man. Y'all better do y'all research, man, on them holidays, man. We got all the breakdowns out there. You just type in I.S.U.P.K, Easter breakdown, birthday breakdown, Christmas, all of that. You're gonna get all of it, man. Like straight up and down, like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You know what I mean? We got all the breakdowns and we got the books for you. If you need any books, just write, DM us, contact us, call us, and we'll give you all the books that complements the Bible. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of books that I got in my library that I barely really cracked, but I go to certain parts in that book because they have solid information in it. Like it's a lot of books that we got. I'm talking about big textbooks, the smallest books that I got. This one book, you know what I mean, where in this book it talk about all the war stories of Black people going through the Revolutionary War, and come to find out that Black people helped win a lot of those battles. I'm talking about the last man standing. I'm talking about nigga, he putting people on the chariot, you know what I mean, on the carriage, lugging all these white men back to the base so that he can seek medical help. When he didn't leave, I'm talking, listen, Cat didn't even have he ain't have a gun. He was using a bayonet, stabbing, had swords, knives, going through everybody. They said, yo, we ain't never seen no. They was like, yo, how he was moving, they couldn't believe it. And you want me to tell you something? When they went back home, them politicians, the people that didn't go to war, that didn't have their lives saved, a lot of them white boys, man, it was like they were saved by an angel. They wanted, it was white men that was fighting, like that was in that war with them, and seeing what them Black men did, it was like, please give these people medal. Like they deserve medals just like us, and they deserve what they, you know what I mean, like getting a land, like they was promised land and all that. A lot of them didn't even get nothing. They was treated like trash. And who you think your politicians that y'all love to vote for, that we love to vote for? The politicians were like, hell no, they ain't getting nothing from us. And they ain't get a lick of war ever. So what you think happening right now? Them white men is foaming at the mouth for war. They want it because they love it. It's like it's a better feeling than having sex for white men. They want the war. And them politicians, man, them people that went to war before, they don't want it because they understand what war is. Your politicians and all them other cats that sit behind, that don't do nothing, but America, they want the war. You understand? They know that war ain't gonna do nothing but bring death. Fighting in the Middle East is one of the craziest things that you can do, because you got to deal with people that's in caves and mountains. You understand? In a desert, there ain't something that you can just say, oh yeah, I know where you're at. No, nigga, you're gonna have to really search and find. That's why that war in Afghanistan was so devastating to the U.S. military. You understand? It was to the point where Joe Biden had to just say, leave everything, load up, everybody get out of there. And so many people like, oh my gosh. It's because the Middle East get crazy. It get down like that. I mean, people that want the war, they don't want that war. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got to say about that. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Man, thank y'all for watching the class. If y'all got any questions, man, contact the school, I.S.U.P.K Philly. And we'll get it to you. If you ain't already subscribed or following the pages, make sure you follow ISUPK.Philly on Instagram and TikTok, and I.S.U.P.K Philadelphia on Facebook. And with that being said, I thank y'all for tuning in. And with that, shalom.